Now this is the all-new Tecno Camon 30 that was recently launched in Nigeria. Now this year, Tecno decided to completely change the design of the Camon series and some other internal features of this phone. So let's talk about all of these and even more. Now looking at the design of the Tecno Camon 30, you would already see the changes that Tecno made when you compare it with last year's Tecno Camon 20. Yes, they ditched the polygon camera module for a circular one. Now what do you think about this new design? For me, I'm kind of indifferent about it because I love the polygon design and how unique it looked, but this design is also detailed and very nice. The rear is made of glass but has this look that will make you think it is frosted leather, but it actually isn't. It also has a matte finishing except for this edge right here, so there is nothing like struggling with fingerprint smudges and dust. On the back, you also see that the flashlight is not in the camera module, and then you also notice this red dot at the top edge of the phone. Now Tecno calls it the smart breathing light. It simply is an indicator when you are recording a video using voice assistants, charging your phone, or using the infrared sensor that comes with this phone. Yes, this phone actually comes with an infrared remote sensor that you can use to control your electronics device in your house. Now, other things you get around the phone includes dual stereo speakers that are equipped with Dolby Atmos. Also, you get dual microphones, a headphone jack, even though we don't have the wired headphones in the box, and the SIM card tray is not hybrid, so it allows you for memory expansion up to 1 terabyte. And speaking about memory, I have with me here the 8 gigs of RAM version that I can actually expand up to 16 gigabytes. It costs about 260,000 naira, and the color I have here is something ballistic dark, I don't know, but I would advise you go for the white color because for me it's just more beautiful. Now let's talk about what I would perhaps say is the biggest thing about this phone, and that is the cameras. Now firstly, I love the ring around the camera module because when you run your fingers through it, you get the same feeling you get when you're trying to manually adjust the lens of a digital camera. The photographers in the house would actually understand what I'm trying to say, and it's quite thoughtful coming from Tecno. Now the module houses the 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization, a 2 megapixel depth sensor, an AI camera, and a light sensor. Now one thing that makes the cameras great is how it's able to process dynamic range when you're taking outside shots. It really does a very good job. Then also the skin tones are very accurate, as you can see right now. Also, before you take pictures, there are actually 3 different modes or tones you can select from just to give your pictures a particular feel. And even when it comes to color representation, I would say it did simply amazing. Now switching to indoor shot with many lights everywhere, you can see how well it processes the whole light. It's still able to retain the details in terms of colors and accurate skin tones. We even took amazing portraits of myself and other subjects, and as you can see right now, it came out really nice. What do you think about this beautiful sunset shot? And also here is how it performs when it comes to night shots. Now when it comes to videos with the back camera, you can shoot up to 2K at 30 frames per second, and it captures lots of details as you would expect. Remember I said it comes with OIS? Well, I also tested that out. Is it in any way more stable than the footage from the Infinix Note 40? My friend here actually thinks so, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Now switching to the front camera, it is also a 50 megapixel sensor, and just like the back, the pictures were really impressive. Now whether we were shooting indoors or outdoors with photos or portrait mode, the pictures came out really nice. Now videos also with the front camera of this phone can also go up to 2K at 30 frames per second, and this is how the footage looks at both 2K and 1080 pixel resolution. And then also the phone supports dual video mode in 1080 pixel resolution, so that means you get very good video quality too. Honestly, there's a whole lot to say about the camera of this phone. You just have to buy it and see for yourself. And also, if you want me to do a dedicated camera test of this phone, let me have your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, switching to the display side of things, there isn't anything new or different when you compare it with other smartphones within the price point. It is an AMOLED display with a 1080 pixel resolution, a 6.78 inches screen size, a 120 Hz adaptable refresh rate, and a screen brightness that can go as high as 1000 nits. Now, colors appears really sharp and vibrant when you are watching video content on social media, and of course there are no chunky bezels right around the phone, so you get a really large screen size to play with. And then there is this punch hole that expands into the dynamic port. I know it's not a new feature, but at least it's worth mentioning. And lest I forget, the fingerprint is in display. It is optical, so it's not as breezy fast as you would expect, but it gets the job done anyways. The Tecno Camon 30 also comes with a Helio G99 Ultimate processor and a Mali G57 graphics unit. It is the same processor we have in phones like the Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus, the Infinix Note 40 and Note 40 Pro, the Redmi Note 13, and other smartphones within the price point of this phone. And if you already know, it's just an overclocked version of the regular Helio G99. So performance on here is very good. Now, for the few days I've had this phone, the phone has really been very snappy. Apps open and close very fast, and it's also able to keep several apps running on the background for a very long period of time. Now, like I said before, what I have here is the 8 gigs of RAM, but for a slightly better performance, you can get the 12 gigs of RAM. But just know that both versions, whether the 8 or 12 gigs of RAM, comes with just 256 gig of UFS 2.2 storage. But then, thankfully, the SIM card tray allows you to expand that storage up to 1 terabyte. And for the gamers, gaming on this phone was pretty solid and smooth. I have just 2 games installed on this phone, and that is Asphalt 9 and eFootball. But both games ran pretty well. There was nothing like overheating and lags during the extensive game sessions I had on this phone. I'm sure it's going to be the same irrespective of the game you chose, whether they are high graphics games like Call of Duty and the rest. It's going to pretty run really good and fast on this device. Now, you also get 5000 mAh battery along with a 45 watt fast charger in the box. Charging is pretty fast, as it took me less than an hour to go from 11% to about 79% yesterday. And the battery life is also very good, as I was able to get way above 6 hours screen on time. So except you are the type that games very long hours on your phone, or you're always shooting videos with your phone, then you really would not be charging this phone more than once in a day. Now, as to how many years of software support this device gets is not really clear from the manufacturers. We get Android 14 out of the box, but there is also a high probability that we'll be getting at least, let's say, 2 years of updates. The iOS version on this phone is version 14, and from my experience, it is very smooth and clean. Even though my device is always connected to the internet, I didn't get those annoying and unsolicited notifications. And iOS 14 actually comes packed with a lot of nice features. The best for me has to be Ella, who is no more just those your regular voice assistant, but now an AI-powered personal assistant. You also get special functions like game mode, kids mode, and even AI wallpaper generator. And I almost forgot, there is no official IP rating for this phone, so make sure you don't allow even splashes of water to come close. So in summary, I would say the Tecno Camon 30 did not disappoint in major aspects like performance and battery, and it did exceptionally well in the camera department. So considering the price point of this phone, I would definitely say it's a good deal. So that is it for me when it comes to the review of the Tecno Camon 30. Please like this video so that more people actually get to see it, and subscribe to the channel, because the next video you will be seeing is me comparing it with this other device right here, the Infinix Note 40. So I guess I'll see you then.